Okay, in this video I'm going to be showing how to change out a radio in a 1996-97 or so BMW 318 Ti. First thing you're going to do, it'll vary by the radio you've got, but they're usually going to have a flap that pops open here. Here you can see a little one here. Make sure you do this with the key on, because otherwise the anti-theft on the radio is going to start doing a beeping. So you'll pop those out. I just use the pick tool here. You know, you can get them anywhere, Harbor Freight, Walmart, whatever. And then from there, you will see that there's little Allen keys in their holes in both sides. So what you're going to do is get a Allen key that fits it. They sell specific ones for it, but I just have a like a multi-kit, and it's got a bunch of them in there. So I go ahead and found my right side and just start twisting them, and it'll start coming right out. And you're obviously going to do that on both sides. Okay, and once you have both sides unscrewed all the way out, just go ahead and give it a little yank. It starts to come out. They're kind of difficult sometimes on these cars, but all I like to do is just stick my finger in there and give it a yank. And so there it went. Got the radio out, and then you're basically just going to unplug it here. You see the harness and the antenna there. So obviously we're going to have a proper wiring adapter for that as well. Okay, here you see I got the radio removed, and just kind of show you how the harness comes off. It's kind of annoying. I wasn't able to do it one-handed. So it basically just slides out this way, but sometimes it sticks. You have to pop out these little tabs here, and it ends up sliding all the way off, and then you can pull the radio off. And then obviously we're going to be reusing this because we're going to be using the factory, or not a factory, but an integration harness for it. And this is the wiring harness that I'm going to be using for the car to integrate the new Alpine radio into. It's a Metra 70-8590. This is from a lot of BMW from 90 to 05. They use the same kind of plug. Basically here what you've been doing is matching up the wire colors, except for one thing I will show you that's a little different because of the way it's labeled on here. This blue wire is labeled as a power antenna, but obviously this car doesn't have a power antenna. But that wire will actually turn on the factory amplifier. So I'll show you there what you got to do later on to turn that on. But yeah, this is the harness. It's going to be mating up to this Alpine harness here, and then try it on the car. Okay, and here's what I was talking about. On the Alpine harness, the blue with a white stripe is the amplifier turn-on. And on the BMW harness here, this dark blue with no stripe, it's labeled on the package as power antenna. This car does not have a power antenna. That's actually going to be your factory amplifier turn-on. If you connect this wrong, you'll either A, have no sound, or B, you'll have sound, but only when the radio is playing. So make sure you hook that up to the amplifier turn-on wire off of the new aftermarket radio harness. It varies. The blue-white is pretty much standard, but there are some cheap knockoff radios that are going to have a different color. So, but other than that, just make sure you have it hooked up to the proper wire. Otherwise, no sound. Okay, right now I have it apart just to test it before I go ahead and put the radio in. I also actually have to run a Bluetooth microphone for this, and there's a Bluetooth radio as well. So got to do that still, but right now I'm testing it. Obviously you can see there's sound, it's playing, it's on, everything like that. One other thing I forgot to mention, you do need a antenna adapter, and the antenna adapter for this is a 40-VW10. I know it says VW/Audi, but it works on a bunch of different European cars, Jaguars, Land Rovers, Volkswagen, Audis, whatever it may be. They kind of all like to use this one for a number of years, but yeah, so you can see it's working. Right now I got to run the Bluetooth microphone and then pretty much just put this in and lock it in and good to go. Okay, so at this point I've got the microphone ran, which is right up there. Make sure it's not going to get smacked or knocked over by the visor here. Tuck the wire up in the headliner here. Pop this out slightly to tuck it up in there. Pull this weather stripping off. and it's running all the way down under here. Still haven't fully tucked it. You can see a little bit of the wire there. I gotta tuck it up. But what I did to get the end up here is I tied a couple of zip ties together, or just clipped them together like this. One from the bottom, stuck my wire up until it was up here in the cavity somewhere where I could grab it, and then I went ahead and just taped the microphone end to it, and then just pulled it right through, and that took care of that for me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I locked in the radio cage. This is an Alpine, so it just clips right in. But let's say you're doing like a Sony or a Pioneer or whatever it may be. These tabs here, usually you'd be able to just click them down, but this is an Alpine, so I don't have to worry about that. The radio's just going to slide, the cage is slid right in. Then at this point I'm going to make my connections, my Bluetooth microphone, the harness, and then also the antenna cable, and then it's good to go. I still obviously got to tuck the wires up under the dash for the Bluetooth microphone, but other than that, it's good to go. Alright, you can see here now I got the radio in, Bluetooth mic ran, wiring all hidden away for it, and just here to test it out so you can see it works. Turn the key on. Obviously, you gotta wait a little bit for it to power up. Radio, let's see if we get some stations.
Thank you.
Yep, we get some crap talk radio, all that, so yep, it's good to go. If you can hear that, the rear speakers sound like complete garbage, which those are next to get changed, so I'll be doing a video on that as well. But other than that, pretty simple radio install on this. Really the only thing that took me any time was running a Bluetooth microphone because everything's so tight in these cars, but other than that, maybe 45 minutes max to do this. Maybe 30 if you're only doing the deck. If you've never done it before, obviously it can be way longer, but other than that, it's pretty simple radio install. You're good to go. Bye.